And a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, respected faculty members, valued students, and esteemed guests. A warm welcome to the another enlightening episode of GIBS IRE Talk series. I'm Professor Sandeep Bansali from the team of GIBS, and it's my pleasure to host today's IRE Talk on the topic that I think everybody should be very, very concerned and would love to know about it. So today's topic is research and technology development for a better tomorrow, entrepreneurship and socioeconomics. As you know, research and technology development is an integral part of modern day business, which in turns contribute to the upliftment of human life significantly. Creativity as well as the innovation are the key drivers for the business growth. This talk will address to differentiate the creativity and its correlation with the product life cycle and the profitability. Sustainable development is new mantra for any successful entrepreneur. We will touch upon how entrepreneurs can impact socioeconomics with few R&D examples from our guest experience. So before we get into the topic, let me introduce you all about GIBS. So GIBS Business School is based in Bangalore. We are an exclusive business school promoted and driven by IM alumni, offering top-tier business education. Currently, we provide two flagship programs, the BBA from Bangalore University and AICTE-approved PGDM program. These courses are meticulously designed to equip the students with the necessary skills and knowledge to thrive in the business world. Our curriculum blends theoretical learning with a practical application, guided with the experienced faculty and industry experts. With the state-of-art facility, corporate partnerships, and a strong placement cell, GIBS ensures that we are very well prepared for their professional journeys. When we speak about GIBS IRE Talks, this is an initiative of GIBS Business School dedicated to enhance student skills, specifically in innovation, research, and entrepreneurship. This platform helps the students to interact with the industry leaders, successful entrepreneurs, and academic experts. The IRE framework encourages students to develop innovative ideas, conduct significant research, and embark on entrepreneurial journeys. Through these engagements, students gain insights and build professional networks and boost their confidence, preparing them to excel in career and make an impactful contribution to the business world. So before forgetting, I must say that we have an amazing personality with us. I would say very well versed in his domain. So it gives me immense pleasure to introduce you all to our keynote speaker for today, Dr. Ashok. Dr. Ashok is a chief scientific officer and head R&D, Novopor Advanced Sciences Limited. Dr. Ashok is distinguished professional with a prolific career in research and technology. With 28 plus years of experience in multinational corporations, Sir has authored 17 plus research papers and hold 7 patents. So he's well regarded in his field, having presented papers at numerous national as well as at the international conferences and symposiums. His extensive expertise and contribution make him a prominent individual in the world of research and innovation. So before I hand it over the session to Sir, I would request for all the audience, in case if you have any doubts, any question, or anything as such, you can put it in the Q&A section. We will take it at the end of the session. Sir, over to you. We would love to hear from your end now, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sandeep, for your warm welcome and nice words. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And without wasting much of a time, I would like to go into a topic. And I have selected this topic keeping in mind that the audience are going to be a future entrepreneur and who can make our world better. Okay. And I'll be covering many topics, but I'll try to focus on research, innovation, and invention. Many people get confused with what is invention and innovation. That's what is I wanted to make it clear. Invention is different than innovation. It's not the same, which one has to keep it in mind. And invention is rare. And innovation is a continuous process. I always tell that every day, whatever you are doing, you can do things differently. That's what is innovation. And if you are in a kitchen, if you are cooking the same dish, every day you can do it innovatively and you can make it difference. That's what is the innovation. And the research is, it's a continuous, again, keep finding new things and build upon whatever is existing facts, and make it things better. And the entrepreneurship is, like, better than me, and it's basically the converting the ideas into a sellable, or what you can converting ideas into a dollar value. So this is what is you can see here. So this is all is the idea, invention and all you have. But unless you don't convert them into a dollar value or a commercial value, and these are just invention, they are not of much value. So that's what is entrepreneurship is all about. I mean, like, always you have to convert existing or any new invention ideas, sellable ideas. That's what is important in the. And this is why I can say that innovation is not invention. Invention can happen once, but innovation can be a daily process. I'll tell you the examples. Also, the drivers for innovation, invention, or entrepreneurship. What are the key drivers? Curiosity is the number one. I mean, like, if you see that, if you want to be invent new things, or you want to be kind of what I can say is come out with a new product, one has to be curiosity. And you can see the famous scientist, what Einstein says, that he does not have any special talent. He has only a passionately curious person. So if you are passionately curious, always there is a way to come up with new ideas. So that's what is the curiosity is one of the number one priority. Whatever I have kept here, also you can consider is a priority. The driver's curiosity is number one, and necessity is number two. So always people say that necessity is mother of invention, but I mean, like, that takes a second place. Sometimes curiosity is bigger than necessity. For example, COVID vaccine. COVID vaccine is one of the like invention. You can say that it's a necessity because world was struggling, and that time everybody was changing to come out with a new vaccine, and that was the kind of necessity. But always more than necessity, the new invention can change the people life in a big way. I mean, like, because sometimes necessity is just to meet the current requirement. And also aspiration. When you have curiosity and necessity, one has to be aspirant to achieve something where you want to go from here to next. And you will also see some of the example in these all the vocabulary what I am talking. And also vision. Somebody has to have a vision. If you don't have a vision, I mean, like, you cannot come out with any new product, or you cannot come out with a new ideas. And always you can see the necessity. I compare as a enter key in the computer. It is just, if you want to go forward, you have to keep the enter button. That's what is necessity. And then aspiration is where you want to head up, where you want to go. And the vision is what is that you want to achieve. I mean, like, that's what is the vision. I mean, like, you can see here. Okay. I'll just see. Yeah. My slide is not. Vision is what you can see here, where you want to reach, what dollar value, what economy. For example, if you want to reach the world, the third largest economy in the world, that's a vision, you can say, and how you can reach there. So you need to have all these things. You need to have aspiration. You need to have like vision, and also how you can make it possible. So always, I mean, like, you need to push the I am word from the impossible and then make it the possible. So all these together, you can, I mean, like, come out with a new product, or you can achieve the vision, and I mean, like, whatever you want to achieve in life or wherever you want to go. That's what is vision, and all about entrepreneurship. So if you see one of the famous kind of economist from Harvard, that is, his name is Theodore Levitt, and he says that creativity is thinking up new things, and innovation is doing new things. I mean, like, he's one of the prolific, I mean, like, economist. What he says is, again, innovation is a process of turning ideas into a manufacturable and marketable forms. That is what is a product. Marketable form is a product. And also, the next line is what I feel. Any product profitable and it is environmental friendly is a sustainable in the long term. So if it is not only profitable product, it has to be sustainable. So you will also see in coming slides what it means sustainable and how you can increase the profitability. So what he says is known for his famous quotation is sell the whole, not the drill. So what it means is the product. When you say product, it is sellable product. The core of the product is physical product, and then the product identity or the second periphery, and then product feature. If you see here, product identity is the logo, packaging, name, all those things, and the product feature is guarantee, service, and all installation, delivery, and so on and so forth. But you can have these things only if you have a good product. Okay, if your product is bad, all these product identity and product feature cannot survive in long range. So that's what is one has to focus on like core of the product. So that's what is design, quality, and the features. These are the most important core of the product. And I believe that quality is always free if you are very careful whatever you are doing in the first instant itself. And when I say socioeconomics, what it means is socioeconomics is it's there are three circles. If I mean, like you look at it, one is environmental protection, the other one is social progress, how you can progress, the third one is economic activity. So if you put all these three circle and there will be a combined circle, what you see here, the overlapping of three circle is sustainable development. So for example, whatever new invention you want to bring to the market, and it has to be affordable, it has to consider the larger population of the demography or geography, whatever you are talking. For example, I can correlate one, the product, like if you go to the automotive sector, the Volkswagen, Skoda, they make very good product, very safe product, but they are not able to compete with the Tata and Mahindra because they are more sustainable, and they are also considering the social, I mean, demography of the area where they are selling the product, and affordability is also important. Because another example I can quote is tomorrow somebody comes out with a new medicine replacing paracetamol, and currently paracetamol is available for 2 rupees, and if they come out with a new product and if it cost 50 rupees, then nobody will buy, and that cannot change any of the social I mean like sector, and it's not a socioeconomics. What I mean socioeconomics is it has to reach a larger population of the world, and it has to be affordable for a common people, and then it can have a bigger impact. Okay, so evolution of business. How can you evolve a business? One is first step is creation, and that is the initial technology property is lower. That means when you create, when it's idea, it's a crude idea, and your technology property value is not much. But innovation is a continuous process of improvement, improving your ideas or improving your product. So that is a growing evolution whose technology property is gradually increasing. So you'll also see pictorially in some of the slides where graph what I mean, continuous growth. And one thing is whatever AI, now people are kind of scared of AI technology, this, that, all. But one thing is one has to understand is most of the time, 98 times, maybe out of 100 times, the creation or innovation comes from either man or woman. I mean, like it has to be human driven. So that's what it is. And again, innovation also can be like driven by a man or woman or individual, and we can use all the tools which can facilitate this process. But always the idea has to come from human being, and then it can convert into a business. The innovation business can innovate with the tools and all that things, and but which is more important core for any new business is first somebody has to start somewhere with a new idea or I mean like new things. So that's how it's a growth. And creation, innovation, and economics. You can see this is what is I mean. So the picture what you see here, he is a Graham Bell. You all know that what is known for Graham Bell, and he is the one who invented the telephone, first telephone, and how the creation, innovation are related with time and cost. I can show here. So Graham Bell is first invented the phone, and I mean, like, how many people used it? I mean, like, very rarely it has reached everyone, and it is a created. He created, but creation. Someone may ask a question: which is important, creation or innovation? So it's a kind of chicken and egg story. And creation is important; it's a fundamental, and innovation is also important, which builds on the creation, whatever we created, and both are function of time. You can see here, the creation innovation is a function of time. As you go along the time, and you can see here the cost should come down and the value of your product should keep going. So that's what is, I can say that who invented the phone is one thing, but what is the technology is revolutionary. And nowadays the world economy is driven by mobile phone, and you can see that how the creation can be, I mean, like, converted to a revolutionary economic activity if we have a proper, I mean, like, process of innovation. So I focus more on the process of innovation, and any product invention is a basic thing. But after invention, if you do not have a proper innovation process, and they may not be, I mean, like, succeeding in the market. So this is what I mentioned is innovation develops on the base of creation, and creation and innovation both are a function of time. Okay. And now, how you can correlate a new product introduction and cash flow. Okay. So whenever any new product, if you want to introduce in the market, it has to go through several toll gates and several, I mean, like, stages. You can look at this graph, and here is what is the cash flow on y-axis, and x-axis is time. And you can see here the invention happens somewhere, and then when it's invented and it start development decision. For example, somebody makes a decision that I want to encash this invention and I want to develop it as a sellable idea. Then it starts, and you have to invest a lot of money. Initial cash flow is not much. You can see here my cursor, and initial is it's a negative cash flow because you have to invest money here. And then it is a first sales. When you start first sales, and you will be starting to recover your investment ROI. And once this goes, and if it is patented, and after 20 years patent expires, and if your technology is so strong, and if your product is good, and you can compete in the market, and you can see that this can keep going. But if your product is not good, and after patent expiry, it can start declining the cash flow. So that is what is maximize the product value and minimize the time to market is important. So how you can minimize this time? For example, first sales maybe from 5 years from the invention, or 2 years, or 10 years. So how you can minimize the time to the production, and after once it goes to the market, how you can keep it for a longer time, and if it is sustainable, and if your technology is strong, and if you are a continuous improvement is or continuous innovation process is in plan, then you can have this the orange curve, orange line, verb, whatever you call, and then you can keep going even after patent expiry 20 years. You can have this. This is what is the difference between what the Nokia and the other smartphone manufacturer. And smartphones are still there here, and Nokia, even the mobile phone, and they gone out of the market. So this one is the classic example. And coming to the kind of what we want to do, all these kind of why we need innovation, why we need invention, why we need to develop a product and all, that is because the continuous demand for food and consumer goods. Okay. And why I picked the food, because food is essential part. And somebody in one of the conference when I was in UK, one student came, and when I was talking about agrochemicals, he said that pharmaceuticals are more important than the agrochemicals. Something like discussion was going on, and I told him that like food is more important, because if you go to doctor and first they prescribe medicine and they ask you, you take I mean, like after food or before food, but you cannot take any medicine without food. I mean, that's what is the food is very important, and food is important for every living being on this earth. Whereas some of the gadgets or other goods may not be important for everyone. Food is more important. So that's what is the world's population is growing and demands is also growing. And more than you can see here in 1950, 2.5, I mean, like billion people were there on the world, on the earth, and now by 2050 it's 9 billion, and that to more population growth is in the emerging market in the developing countries. And advanced science and technology can help to meet increased global consumer demand. So there is only way to meet the consumer demand is advanced technologies, because you cannot meet unless your technology is most advanced. For example, if you see here 2010 to 2050, there is 50% plus calorie demand is there. How you can meet? For example, if you go back and see the statistics, I mean, like in 1947 when India got independence, and like the population, Indian population was struggling to get 2 meals per day. Every individual were not getting 2 meals, and also life expectancy was 45 years. It's a shocking young people if you go back and look at statistics. And now the average life expectancy in India is 75 years. How this 45 years and 30 years to of life has been added to the human life is that is just because of the advance in science and technology. Whatever we do, I mean, like we have to be kind of sustainable in this science and technology development. And in coming slides, I'll pick up some examples where I have contributed, I have worked, and all these examples I have picked up meticulously, and they also have kind of what I can say is the relevance to what the previous slides I just spoke about. And you can see here the one of the material called DPP, diketopyrrolopyrrole pigment, and this is kind of one of the material which is a synthetic material. It has a very interesting history. And you can see here red powder, it's organic compound, and this is the chemical structure. I worked on this pigment in my early career in 96, 98. And the interesting part of this, the pigment is it's a part of color dye chemistry. And if you see how the invention and entrepreneurship is there in this the material. For example, you see the down, Professor Mehta, who is one of the renowned scientists. I also interacted with him, I collaborated with him. It was first in 1970s, this material was observed in one of his paper, and then it was just a byproduct. And later on, in like SIBA, Dr. Iqbal, Abul Iqbal, I worked with him as well, and he understood the property of that material, and he was the inventor. The Professor Mehta was the inventor, but the Abul Iqbal was the entrepreneur and who brought this material to the market. And then it was very known as a catch me red material, and it has application. Initially it has application in mainly pigment, you can see here color, and also later on the application into the inkjets and all. Coca-Cola can is a famous, the pigment is used everywhere, red color you see, even in cosmetics you can see. And later on, eventually this material also found application in some of the electronics and semiconductor area as well. And that's how is the difference between the innovation and the entrepreneur. I mean, like one has to keep your entrepreneurship eyes and ears open. And if you are curious, if you are alert, you will always find enough opportunity to convert the ideas, simplest ideas, or what I can say is dumped ideas into a manufacturable goods. And this is another kind of example, which again I have contributed to this project, which is optical quality material. The right hand side, what you see here, CD. In 1996, when we started this project in SIBA, and no one was producing CD in India. Only, I mean, like we used to get from Taiwan and all, and each empty CD cost used to be $30 to $40. I mean, like then this material, what I showed here is called as a optical quality dye, and this dye goes into CD, and then only it becomes a recordable. So this 15 to 20 milligram goes, like on each CD, and without that, it is just a plastic disc. And you can see the intersect the CD. You have different layer, that polymer and metal azo recording material. This is what is the color, and then reflective layer, protective layer, and also extra protective layer. And in the final printable, you can print whatever brand you want to print, the names and all that. So this is a technology which where we worked, and initially it was $30 to $40 per CD, and later on the CD price kept on slashing. I mean, like eventually it becomes couple of dollars, if you recall, it was 50 rupees per CD or so. And then initially when we launched this product, it was 10 lakh rupees per kg, and eventually we have to continuous development. We have to keep pace with market, and then only you can compete, and then only your product can be in the market. And in the CD cost goes down, and then our cost also should come down, whatever material used for CD, and we are able to continuously innovate things and develop and modify the product and to keep up the pace of the market. And eventually, first time the history of SIBA, and this product we got the SIBA International Research Award for Indian team in the 40 years. In the history of 40 years, first India team got the International SIBA Research Award. That is for this product, and it made highest profit ever for SIBA. And the left side, you see the CD, the other technology, how the curiosity. Curiosity, why it is important is because in America, people were kind of using a CD, or what you can say videotapes, library. Everybody used to bring videotape from the library and then record and give it back. And somebody thought and curious to produce flex play technology. The movies will be recorded on this technology, and the once you bring the CD or buy the CD, it's a low cost, and then you don't have to return like video cassette. You have to go back and return. Here, after 2 to 3 time, if you play, it automatically get distracted, and later on it becomes non-readable. So that's the technology which is called flex play. And the material used for flex play technology was one of the special grade of plastic, and that plastic is been like made in our lab. And you can see here, this is what is my patent, and we were able to patent this technology. And this flex play was introduced into the market, and it was there in market for several years. That's what is the tagline: is no return DVD rental. No, I mean, like you just buy it, use it, and there was also proper disposable mechanism, so you have to dispose it properly. So this is what is how you can like relate all whatever I mentioned in previous slide: product life cycle, continuous improvement, and how the curiosity and invention are important. Another product called Ultim Technology. This is a plastic, and again this work I contributed to this, and I have developed some of these materials when I was in US. Like in G Plastics, and the Ultim is basically looked at a replacement for the metal. And what we did is when we started in this program, and we bought Indica, that time Indica car, and we dismantled Indica car, and we weighed how much is the metal part is there in that, how much is the plastic is there, and then how much of this metal can be replaced by these high performance plastics. That's what was the process of innovation. And we like developed a material, and which is eventually is very useful in medical technology and aircraft interior, automotive, and lighting, and also the like McDonald oven trays and all that stuff, and even electronic circuits and other high end application. And this is the molecule and the general structure, and this is how it looks when you just make this polymer. And these are the crystals comes out from the production, and then you take this and do melt and put it in extruder and make whatever article you want to make it. And this is one of the high strength, high glass transition polymer, and we had several grade in that material to meet different the application. So coming to the next one, this is another example, the tannin-based polymer. And here is again, you can see the one of the target was there was a product in the market and that was having a very low cost and that was going to disappear from the market because the formaldehyde was like the material was containing some formaldehyde, and US law has banned formaldehyde and they've I mean put it into Prop 65 chemical as a carcinogen. And then the tech marketing people came to us, scientists, and they asked us, like, we want to replace this product because we have good market share, and in next 1 to 2 years we are going to lose this market if we don't come out with a new product. And if you have to come out with a new product, it has to be patentable, it has to meet the cost, it has to meet the efficacy. So that's what is the target. And we took that challenge and we were able to come out with a new product, and which again patentable. You can see here, I mean, like patent. What you see here, it's a US patent, and this is basically based on tannin coagulant. It is used in application of oily wastewater. It can go to the automotive oil wastewater. It can go to poultry, chicken, or food industry, even dairy industry, wherever water and oil is present as a miscible colloidal suspension. You can see here when we add this very little quantity of this material and you stir it, and then it coagulates and flocculates all the oil and fat, and then it like forms here the flocculated lumps, and which can settle later on, and then clear water is removed and reused, and this can be taken off. And since we have come out with a very environmentally benign material, and because of that we were able to put it, especially in chicken, poultry, as well as dairy industry, we were able to put this material, the coagulated material. We also gave a direction that this can be used as a poultry feeds. Again, back it is a containing high amount of fat, and since it is a natural product and there is no any, I mean, like harmful chemical compounds present in this, so it's environmentally benign. You can also reuse in a feeds, chicken feeds, or something like that. So that's one of the example. What I can say is the product business and the environmental protection has to go hand in hand. I am a big believer and big supporter of sustainability drives, and everything we do, and we have to focus on sustainable development and not just kind of development. Just development is a short term, and sustainable development is a long term. If you want to be a long term player, always you have to focus on sustainability. And coming to the challenge, agrochemical, next these few examples what I showed just now are from materials and plastics and advanced material. And next I'll show few examples in agrochemical where I worked again. You can see here is my own picture and my own farm, and this right hand side picture. And why we need to produce more food, because of the population. By 2050, I told it's 50% increase in the calories, and also the every 16 hour the population increase on the global population is around 150,000 people, which is like you can't imagine, which is similar to a population of Oxford City. Oxford City is about 150,000 population, and every 16 hour this number is added to the global population, and that too, that is added more into the developing countries. And that's what we have to produce more food from less land. That's what is the mantra, because land keeps on shrinking. And if you look at the 50-year back, there was more arable land. When the urban development takes place and land shrinks and the development takes place, all building, road, everything comes up and the population goes up. And how you can produce more food for the from less land is only by using careful use of advanced technologies. And some of the example I will share here, where again I have worked and I have contributed one or the other way. And first, before going to agrochemical, many of you may not know the agrochemical. I mean, like I come from farming family. I mean, like I know, and I have now I it's hobby for me also to manage my farm, and a chemical which can be safely applied to the crop to give farmer higher yield, better quality product, reliability, and ease of harvest. All these are the requirement of the farmer. Okay, so like if you go back to the medicine, like we need to apply medicine to cure the disease on human being, and similarly these are the medicine for the plants. We need to cure the plant disease, and then plants will be healthy and they'll give more grain for us to eat. So these agrochemical total includes insecticide, fungicide, herbicide as a main class, and which are collectively known as agrochemical or crop protection products. And you can see about 10,000 insect species are classified as a pest. Pest means insects, and at least 600 species of plants are classified as a weeds. Weeds means they don't give any product and they are harmful to the plant, and we need to manage and curtail them. And about 1,500 different fungi are the causes the disease to the plant, and those are the antifungal or fungicides you can call. And this is also these are similar to the human fungal drugs. And if you look at this picture here, the corn crop, which is untreated, you can see a lot of weeds. And you can see here right side treated crop and how crop looks healthy and there are no weeds, and you can get higher yield and higher quality grain from this. So that's why the need of the agrochemical producing more from less is need of the hour. So one of the example, which is again the curiosity, you can correlate here. This left hand side picture, you can see it's a bottle brush plant, and this is like called as bottle brush because it looks like bottle brush. Some scientists from Stauffer company, they were looking at this plant, and below the plant they have seen that there were less number of weeds below this plant. And then curiosity, I mean, like what they did is they went on investing what is the reason, and then they found they isolated one compound called Callistemon citrinus, which is bottle brush plant, and that compound is called as leptospiromone, and this is what is that compound. And then they found it why it is there are no weeds, and they found it's a moderately, I mean, like herbicidal activity, and it was not having any selectivity. Later on, scientists developed in Syngenta. So scientists developed on this idea, in this idea, whatever concept, and a new compound called mesotrione. And even though it was first invented, this leptospiromone in 1977, and the mesotrione is first introduced to the market in 2001. And this is synthetic compound. Based on this concept, it was synthesized, and then which is used as a post-emergence in maize selective. You can see here right-hand side treated with this compound. The maize is very clean, free from weed. And this is the selective herbicide. When you say selective herbicide, you have both the plants, you have your corn, and also you have weed. And when I apply this compound, it should selectively kill the weeds and inhibit the growth of weeds. It should not affect adversely to our plant. That's what is when we take medicine, and medicine will go and act on the microorganisms unwanted, and it will only inhibit the growth of those microorganisms, bacteria or virus, whatever you call. On a similar concept, this chemical works. And coming to another soletanol, which is a breakthrough fungicide, you can see this is what is the compound. Again, I have contributed, and I also had one patent on this technology. And you can see here the rust, which is called a fungal attack, septoria disease. And I mean, if you apply this chemical, this is when I say this chemical, this is a chemical, and it will be formulated into a applicable like formulation, and which is applied. And then you can see here, if you apply this fungicide, and how healthy plant look like, and you can have better control, and also you can get higher yield, and also it can have application on wide variety of crops, even fruits and vegetables as well. And this is what is the fungal disease on the fruits, and grape is one of the classic example. Grapes are kind of fungally attacked, and you can see that even banana in India, we see that the dots, actually banana, what you see dots on banana is that's a fungal attack. And if you go to the Western countries, the bananas are free from all those dots. And this is a breakthrough fungicide, which is highly active in providing control on I mean, like fungal diseases on different crops. And Coming to another latest technology, which is the timarium insecticide, and this is basically called a cyclobutyrofluram. And you can see, I have contributed to this the product development, and this is mainly active on nematocides. And nematodes are there in the soil, and there are two types of nematodes. One is beneficial, which is farmer friend, and other one is harmful, which can cut the root and eat the root. And this will act on these parasitic nematocides, and they keep our plant healthy. And over this is required because over 10% of the world's crop is lost because of these nematocides. And this is also is controlling what we don't see. The disease we can see on the top, but the disease which comes from the root we don't see normally from the top. Directly we see the plant is health is going down, but these nematodes or parasitic attack takes place from the root, and roots are very important to protect. And this technology provides long-lasting protection against highly destructive plant parasitic nematodes and also soil-borne diseases. And coming to the another technology, what I told is, in addition to this, you also need to modern agricultural methodologies. That is the precision farming. What it says is, I have all these chemicals, but if I don't have a labor, and if you go to the US or North America, South America, the pesticides are sprayed through aircraft, and because thousands of acres are covered in few hours, and the farmers are increasingly looking to technology to refine agricultural practices. One is having the medicines and how to apply the medicine on the large plant, and how we can use technology in farming. For example, what it means precision farming. This was my project when I did my management course from INSEAD, France, and the precision farming, basically sensor technology in supply chain and extended supply chain was my the project topic. And we had suggested several proposals, and which were implemented later on. And anything you see, the data is one thing. You generate data later on, how you convert data into information, and how you can use that information to make a decision as a business decision. So that's what is, you can see acquiring data. You can go and put sensors on the soil, and you can monitor from home what is the moisture, what is the content of soil, and then you also see the favorable condition to sowing the seeds, and all that data you can make use of that, and accessing data through your tab, and make a decision which are favorable to the farmers, and then you can also take action. For example, through a satellite technology, you can see the certain disease comes nearby farm. If you know that in a few farms away, if there is some specific diseases come to this crop, and it may come and attack our crop as well. And with this technology, you can also start spraying in advance, and also protect your crop. Because see, one of the criticalities here, once we lose one crop, we have to wait for 1 year. And 1 year, if nobody produces wheat here, how many people can go hungry to the bed? You just think it. If you have money, sometimes you cannot eat money. You need to have food grains. That's what is. We all are fortunate here in current era. If you compare 50 years back and now, India is produced excess grains, and we have surplus stocks, and also the technology. For example, if you have a chemical, how much we can spray. You can adapt sensors to your technology, technology to your spraying machines, and that can sense the disease, and it can spray the required quantity, so that we can save the chemical, we can save the soil, we can also have a, optimum efficacy. So that's what it means. You can have GPS technology or spraying technology, sensor technology, all that can be used in modern farming. Now in India also, drone, like 10-liter, 5-liter drones are coming, and you can stand in one corner, and then you can spray all your farm. Using these controlled drones. So this is what is precision technology in agrochemicals. And above all, and you need to have sustainability. Sustainability matters because you have to go for renewable energy. You protect, grow, and plant, and also protect your earth and save the water. Water is going to be a precious source, and above all, you have to have 3R concept. This means that it's a reduce, reuse, and recycle. Many people think that recycle is important, but recycle is the in hierarchy. It's the last one. First thing is you have to reduce the usage. As I said, how much I can reduce the chemical usage and how much I can reduce any waste, and then reuse. Can I reuse? And then recycle is the last resort. So that's what is sustainable development is responsibility of every technologist or entrepreneur. And yes, you are using the water bottle or water can or whatever the packaging material, but also how you can recycle it, reuse it, all those things we need to look at it. One is making use of technology, the other one is how you can be sustainable. And these two has to go hand in hand. Then only, we can have a sustainable growth. And with this, I will end my talk. And this is what is my slide. I can basically it says that save the soil, and soil is kind of living being, and you have to protect it for future generation, because if you don't protect, and future generation cannot use it to grow the crops, or food grains or whatever it is. So protecting the soil is very important. Thanks for your patience and this opportunity to share my views on this platform. And I am academician, and at the same time, I'm also industrialist. And I am always a kind of supporter or encouraging people towards sustainable development. So that's what is my personal interest as well. Thanks. If you have any questions, I'd be happy
Thank you
to.
so much, sir. I must say that today a lot of our thoughts have changed after seeing the technology which got involved over the due course of time. So that was really nice. So moving ahead, we have few of the questions, sir. So we can take a few of the questions. The first question is been is goes something like this, sir. How do social economic factors influence the consumer behavior?
Yeah, that is a very interesting question. How it influences consumer behavior? Number one is socioeconomics, because as I said, one of the example I gave is two example I gave is anything you come out, any new product, the consumer, what consumer will be looking? Number one is the good product and affordable price. So if you have these two, when I say socioeconomics, even if it is good product and it is high priced, and very few people can access it. For example, right now we have some advanced anti-cancer drugs. Even they are not accessible to many of the third world population. It's very few people, but that will not influence socioeconomics. Socioeconomics is how you can bring a good product. To the affordable, to affordability, and also the what I can see is cover the larger population. If you go back in 25 years back, and we are not having any Indian car manufacturer, and today how the socio-economics is influenced, and couple of Indian car manufacturers, and they have changed the automobile industry. And you see Tata and Mahindra is giving to the consumer the product. If you see that whatever Thar they are going to launch, which is giving the similar features of Jeep, Rubicon, which is like 5 times costlier than this. And if somebody can't afford Jeep Rubicon, still he can afford that driving or whatever it is with a lower price. So that's how is you can relate the socio-economics and the product. Anything, any entrepreneur has to keep it in mind is my product should not reach a select few, and my product should reach to the common man or larger population. Then you are also making profit, and also you are also indirectly you are helping the society. That's how is the socio-economics. So paracetamol tablet, if it is 2 rupees, and if somebody comes with new drug which costs 50 rupees, many people can't afford. So if you come out with I told my example, tannin based, it has to be same cost same or better efficacy, and it should be new one, patentable. We are able to achieve it. So that's how you can. If we would have not achieved that cost, we should have not impacted the business. We should have not impacted the economics and also society where this is applicable.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. So, as you rightly mentioned in the earlier slides, where people say if I innovate, that is sufficient, or if I invent, that is sufficient. But at the same time, as you said, the when we have to go for long run, you
Yeah.
will have to also see what value are you adding and is it sustainable in the industry.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for that, sir. Moving ahead with the next question. He says, Ashok sir, can you please spread light on what is venture capital and how does it work?
See, the venture capital, for example, currently my organization is also is kind of invested our owner, my owner is venture capital. The Bain Capital is owning my I mean like the company currently. So they have recruited me as a chief scientific officer for Novopor. So how is venture capital investment is there are different types of venture capitals. One is like the seeding the innovation. They could be non-profitable. They just invest into a new ideas. If you go to the US, the venture capital the model is very favorable. So there are government and also private funds available. For example, Bill Gates Foundation, they have a lot of money. We worked one of the venture capital Bill Gates Foundation to come out with a product on insecticide, which is basically again to use in domestic life to control mosquitoes. So we worked on a technology where the chemical can be used in a mosquito nets so that mosquito does not come near that net. That was funded by Bill Gates, and their non-profitable venture capital. The other venture capital is which is a profitable organization. Currently, my owner is also a venture capital, where they acquire or they invest in a business and they grow that business and they invest initially to grow, they invest money and they grow it, and then later on they make this growth, whatever business is grown from 1x to several x's, and then it's become widespread, and then they can go either public so that they can list the company, and then company will become a like public listed company so that everybody can become a part of that company. So that's how is the venture capital, and they whatever they invested money, they take money back and they invest in other business. So this is how is the venture capital. There are two angles to it. One is they grow their capital, and also they help the society to grow. It's not that only venture capital is yes, always you have to see the both the sides, because many people will forget to see the other side. Anybody is how I look at it is, if somebody is building a hospital and giving good service, one person may say no, they're charging too much. The other person say that even if you have money, if you don't have that facility to take treatment, what you would have done. So they are also indirectly serving the society. So in my view, venture capital is growing their business and also helping society to grow.
Okay, thank you, sir. So we should always keep in mind it's just not money making.
Yeah.
At the same time, we need to serve the society as well.
Yeah.
So moving ahead with the next question, sir, what is microfinance and how does it support the entrepreneurship?
Yeah, it's a microfinance, and how does it support entrepreneurship is, see, this is microfinance is basically kind of, if you go to the India, there are a lot of these government driven like microfinance helps are there. So how it promotes entrepreneurship is, suppose microfinance initially you need a small capital. For example, I can relate to my own example, go back, and we got during my PhD, we wanted to work on some of the the drugs, and then we wanted money, and you don't get, because tomorrow you go and give a project of 100 to 500 million dollar, nobody will give you money. First, you have to develop a proof of concept. Proof of concept does not require big money. So that's where you have to use the microfinance. You use the small finance wherever help you get, and you build that concept, show to the concept to the bigger financier, microfinancers, and then impress that whatever your ideas, and then you can fetch the bigger money, and then you can become entrepreneur. So initially, the microfinance, in my way, it is not that like entrepreneurship. It is kind of proving the concept and stepping stone for the entrepreneurship.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, with due respect of time, we'll take one last question for the evening, sir.
Yeah.
What should be the mind of a person who wants to start a business in an existing market like skincare, perfume industry to create space for your brand?
See, this is like a business. What is the state of mind is one thing is you should be optimistic. What I said is possible to impossible. You should be very courageous and optimistic. Is the optimistic mindset is one thing is required for any business you want to do. And always one of the like quote I remember one of our professor used to show that optimists see the opportunity in every threat, whereas pessimists see that the threat in every opportunity. So especially fragrance and all this is it's a business which is growing. For example, if I go back, I'm a very curious person. I observe all the time. One of the time I was traveling in the US aircraft. I saw the 80-year-old woman coming out from getting out from her seat and went to the restroom toilet and then came back with a bright lipstick, and also good foundation on her face. Then I asked my question, is it possible in India? No, because in India, people think that when we are old, we don't want that. But there, the culture is like, yes, you can use the products can be used by anybody. Why can't lipstick can be used by 80-year-old man? Why can't foundation can be used by 80-year-old man? That is shifting the culture. If you go back in India, also 25 years back, the consumption of perfumery was very less. Now it is more, and still there is a huge opportunity in the developing countries. And only thing is, we are lacking good brands in personal care. Still, we have to depend on a lot of multinational brands in perfume and personal care. And definitely, there is a lot of scope. One has to be optimistic and come out with the product which should be what I can say is unique. The product proposition, what is the value proposition is based on your USPs. USPs should be affordable cost. And if somebody my favorite perfume is Davidoff. I've been using that for 25 years. If anything comes like Indian product which can match Davidoff and I'm like 50% of the cost, obviously I will not buy Davidoff. It's as simple as that.
Great, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Ashok, sir. I must say that indeed we have a very, very enriching, knowledgeable session which we had it today. So thank you so much once again joining with us. And I'm sure for all the audience, I'm sure you would have learned a lot of things about the business, about the economics, and a lot of things about business, right? So in case if you have missed out on anything, this video will always be put on the, it'll be there on the YouTube channel of GIBS IRE Talks. You can refer that again in case if you have missed out on any of the points. But my sincere, heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Ashok for joining us and for making us learn even much better things about the industry as well as about the entrepreneurship and the technology as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Ashok, for joining us. And thank you everyone for joining. It's a pleasure having all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you so much.